Today we'll be playing a slightly different Elder Scrolls game that you may not have heard of, called RedGuard's Adventures.
With its High King dead, Hammerfell is crippled, plunging into a bloody civil war between the crowns led by the heir to Facade, Prince Ator, are continually victorious, spilling the blood of the forebears across Hammerfell's sands. Prince rallies his forces for one last stand. Them in the harbor of Stosmakai for the final battle. Down himself by Richton's assassin. The dragon ends his magic, and the crown's hope for victory. Imperial garrisons are stationed at every city, and Richton himself is named provisional governor of Stosmakai. Hero, Cyrus.
Iszara.
Rolita dek kaudo.
Get below is what the pilot said to...
The Restless League is claiming this cargo.
Cyrus! You made it! Come here, lad. I sent a letter some weeks ago, Cyrus. I fear things have gotten worse for your sister. Still told me Brother Crandal vanished around the same time as your sister, and that they knew each other.
Count Brother Nidal as an ally, then?
Hello and welcome, comrades, to another episode
She fought
of
through my dreams.
Elder Scrolls Adventures RedGuard.
That one-eyed lady with sweet smelling.
Okay, ignoring the fact that I was interrupted by a drunken fool. If you remembered from last episode, we discovered that we might have a friend in the Temple of Arkay, which we're at now. So let's go in and see what we can find. Quite a fancy looking temple. Let's see, is anyone about?
Hello, brother. I'm Cyrus, recent to this shore.
Brother Nidal, good son. Welcome to the Temple of Arkay.
So this is Brother Nidal that Tobias is talking about. Let's see what you can say about Iszara.
My sister Iszara has been missing for near 3 months. Perhaps you have heard of her?
I knew her well, actually. But she never mentioned having a brother. She was a fiery sort, as I'm sure you know, and her RedGuard blood did not fare well under Imperial rule. She is not the only nationalist who has disappeared since the governor claimed the city. There have been others.
What others have disappeared?
Brother Crandal, my initiate and good friend, for one. He was an outspoken man and a crown sympathizer. He was enamored of your sister, I must say, and took to her crown propaganda readily. Are you a follower of Arkay, Cyrus?
Me? No, well, not in the worshipper sense.
In what sense, then?
I'm not that wayward, brother. I do believe in the gods and in their, importance to man and, all that.
And Arkay's importance would be...
I'm usually the one who asks all the questions, Brother Nidal.
Humor an old man.
Arkay, then, the shepherd of the soul who watches us through our lives and our deaths and guides us between them in the heavenly interim. Is there anything you can tell me about the Restless League, brother?
I know very little about their activities, Cyrus. The common stories, sure, but not much more.
I know even less of the League than you, brother. The common stories included.
Then know that they are ruffians and cutthroats who would like nothing more than carve their symbol upon the Emperor's eyes for daring to set them on Hammerfell. And know they secretly served the prince against the forebears during the Civil War to help Ator win back Sentinel.
What is the League's symbol?
The red R, for restless as they ever are. Trust me, you will see it if you stay in Stosmakai for long, invariably written in Imperial blood.
Sentinel, the capital city.
From whence Ator was forced to flee soon after his father died. I, But the crowns gathered here at Stros Makai and charged northwards to take their throne city back. But by then, the imperial bargain had been struck.
How is Stros Makai these days, Brother Nidal?
You should be able to see it just from the faces on the streets, my boy. But then again, there aren't that many faces out there anymore. Things have become quiet since the occupation.
I have seen the Empire expanding into all of Tamriel in my travels. Why is the occupation of Stros Makai full of more bloodshed than most?
You have only your RedGuard blood to answer that, my boy. When has Hammerfell ever suffered foreign rule? The civil war was bloody, to be sure, but when the forebears allied with the Empire, the crowns felt they had been betrayed by their own kind. They were prepared to fight to the last man, and the Empire sent Admiral Richten to make sure they did.
Tell me of the forebears.
Living in Stros Makai, you only get the crown definition, of course. That the forebears were the pretenders to the throne, that they betrayed the Republic, and that Hammerfell has been cursed by their cowardice.
Iszara was a crown, I know that. As a crown, what would be your fate?
I fear, sadly, that the crown's days are ended. The forebears' alliance with Emperor Septim made sure of that.
What else do you know about Richten?
That you should stay away from him, my boy. He will not care if you are a crown or not, should he find out that you are Iszara's brother. However, you are probably safe in the city for the time being, as he never leaves the palace, seems.
I escaped Hammerfell just before the Civil War and without regret. That is probably why Iszara never mentioned me to you. Well, it was through a mutual friend that I learned of her disappearance.
The war cost this city much, Cyrus. Though an outsider may not see it, the crowns are gone now, and only the League remains as their testament.
The temple seems very empty, Brother Nidal. Are you its only priest?
We have ever been understaffed. It was horrible right after the battle. All the dead and dying. But luckily, I had Brother Kithral to help me tend to them. Since he is gone now, I must carry on alone.
What can you tell me about the governor?
That he is a hard man. Richten threatened to raise the temple when I refused to hand over the wounded of Prince Ator, who had survived the battle. I assured him that even his emperor could not defy divine law. Nevertheless, the wounded under my care were healed only to be thrown into the catacombs thereafter.
What of Prince Ator?
He was lost at sea, my boy. That is all I know. And that it was rumored that Iszara knew him personally.
Did my sister fight in the Battle of Stros Makai?
No, she was never part of the military. She could have been, though. She was good with a sword, I hear.
What is the divine law?
Richten wanted to rescind the crown's right to sanctuary while they were wounded, or to desecrate the bodies of the enemy dead before I gave them their last rites.
What happened to the bodies of Ator's men after their last rites?
Food for the dragon, more than likely. But at least their souls are safe from the necromancer.
The Imperials have a dragon?
Its name is Nafal-Alagus, and it lives in the catacombs, or so I have heard. It has not been seen in the skies since the battle, so maybe Richten is lying about it still being around.
What about this necromancer?
Nagasta has been here long, manifest in Tassad's good rule. Ator had kept his wretchedness at bay, but now, with the prince gone, he has cursed the land.
How has Nagasta cursed the land?
The very soil of Strosmakai is cursed. Nagasta has become very powerful and has weaved a soul snare across the island. Any who die must quickly have their last rites performed before their souls become his to claim.
So Ator's men are in the catacombs, then?
Either that, or they are fruit for the necromancer. It is somehow appropriate that Richten deals with that nefarious slug.
Do you know anyone that Iszara may have kept company with, vanished nationalist or otherwise?
Like I said, I knew her well, and she spoke often to Brother Kithral, my former initiate, but he, too, has disappeared. She was a devout Archaean, Iszara. I once almost convinced her to join the temple, but that was before she vanished.
I trust that you will seek me out if you hear anything more of my sister.
I will be honest, Cyrus. She is either dead or worse, for I know she would not have left Strosmakai even after Ator's defeat. Richten had a list of rebels when he took the throne, and Iszara's name was undoubtedly upon it.
When did you last see Kithral?
I sent him to the park for fresh mandrake root, and that is probably where Richten's men were waiting. Kithral was against the Imperial expansion from the start, though I reminded him that Arkay frowns on more secular interests. This warning Kithral obviously did not take to heart.
Until later, Brother Nidal.
Goodbye, my son.
Okay, so we got some information from Nidal, our new friend. Sounds like if we find Kithral, his initiate, we might get more information. It sounds like he's disappeared and gone missing as well. Yeah. It also sounds like Nagasta, the necromancer we have to get the amulet from, has created some kind of soul snare across the island, so it controls everyone that dies. It's quite a scary thought. Let's make sure we don't die in this story, hey? Okay, and with that also reminds me, in the last episodes, as I said, we had the log thing. You may have noticed in the top right, the little scroll with writing on. That's our log. So if we press L, all the useful information and hints we find after talking to people will be found here. And just like a scroll, we can scroll up and down with W or S, or whatever buttons we use to walk up and down. And little interesting thing is that we can actually make our own log by pressing Alt and then type in whatever we need. So if we ever need to write down important information, we can use this. Or if we ever forget anything important, we can check our history. But with that, let's keep exploring. Okay, so I think one of our main leads is
Well met, stranger.
Hello. Who's this one?
Well met, stranger.
Excuse me, miss, can I have a word?
Yes, my name's Mariah. What can I do for you?
You have a quite interesting voice, Mariah. Let's see if you know anything about Iszara.
Do you know of a woman named Iszara?
I used to see her around, but that was a while ago. Last time I saw her, she's headed toward the Cartographers. Never saw her again, and that was 3 months ago, if it were a day.
Any idea how I can get into the palace?
Richten doesn't take to uninvited guests, and there's no way to sneak in that I've heard of.
What do you know about this Restless League group?
They scare me, frankly. They've been around since the days of Facade, and no one seems to know much about them. They seem to remain as quiet as possible. Not like your usual pirates. There's something else with them.
And what does life hold for you in Strosmacat?
Not as much as it used to. Spend my days landscaping. Before the Civil War, there were more of us. The town square and the park was so beautiful. But I do what I can.
I'm surprised Rickton even allows such a practice to continue.
City beautification may not be one of Lord Rickton's concerns, but he still needs to put on the right air. Should his Emperor, Tiber Septim, ever check up on him? All leaders like their gardens full and the smell of success in the air.
Wars have never been good to a city.
Especially not this one. First, Ator and the Crowns defeat the Forebears, then the Empire comes rolling in. It's too much for these walls to handle.
I can only assume you are a crown.
That I am, though not as passionate as many others. I'm glad the war's over, really. Life goes on, and times change. I'll try to keep our sweet city as fair as she can be.
You sound as though you bear no grudge to the Forebears, or the Empire for that matter.
The Forebears claim to be the earliest descendants from Hammerfell, while the Crowns trace their lineage to the first rulers. It's been that way for generations, and Tiber Septim tries, where many have failed, to unite the world of Tamriel.
Where's the park?
Over by the waterfall. I'm ashamed you didn't notice. I have to spend more time on it. People really do enjoy it, especially that arcade boy, Kithra.
What were you saying about Kithra?
He's one of the temple members. Loved the park. Would stare at the waterfall and write in his journal. Passionate crown, that one. But now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in months.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So, Kithra was actually the person we've been sent to look for by Brother Nidal. And apparently he was last seen in the park near Waterfall. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. And it looks like we've also found our first crown member. It's a lady here. Let's see what she knows of the flask.
Mariah, do you know anything about the flask of Lilandril?
Only the tale. Lost on the island by elves long ago. A treasure hunter's dream.
The Cartographers. I wonder what she would want there.
Hopefully she was just seeing Maiko, the map maker, and not the boys in the Smugglers Den below.
What do you know about the Smugglers Den?
Below the Cartographers. I've seen all sorts coming in and out of there. Even so-called league members from time to time. I hope Iszara didn't end up there.
Okay, so that sounds like
Thanks,
another
Mariah.
lead to look into the Smugglers Den. So let's see if we can find a way in. So I think this is the Cartographers. Yep. Let's have a look around, see if we can find the secret entrance.
What's a password?
Open up!
Sorry, mate, I can't help you.
I don't know.
We're closed.
Okay, sounds like we have to find a password. Let's keep exploring.
Hello there.
Hi, Cyrus. And you are?
Lakene. You're new here, aren't you?
You know anything about a woman named Iszara?
Iszara. Name sounds familiar, but I can't say that I do.
What do you know about the Restless League?
Nothing. Who said that I did?
And what does Stros Makai hold for you?
I'm what everyone likes to refer to as Mr. Fix-It. I'm cursed by it, actually. Oh, and by the way, if you see a man named Trithik, tell him I'll get to his boat when I have time.
If I see the fellow, I'll tell him.
And as for what keeps me in Stros Makai with the Empire and Rickton and all, well, I've lived here a long time, got friends and roots here. And Stros Makai has deep roots, ancient history. And there's the real mystery.
The real mystery? I've heard too many already.
The ruins in the mountain. Dwarves, sailor, long dead, an ancient technological treasure trove. Empires searching the world for such knowledge. They may have found it here.
What does the Empire hope to find there?
Power! Before you know it, we'll have steam-driven carriages and flying machines. Whole Empire's interested in them dwarves for some reason. Sure. Prince of Arkay, bless his soul, might have said they were dangerous and we should leave dead civilizations be, but hell, man, there's progress to be made.
Flying machines, are you okay?
You just wait. Those dwarves made up for their lack of magic another way. Magic is the crutch of the world. Why build a better bridge when a mage can teleport you to the other side? Things have been the same for thousands of years and it's gonna end soon.
Steam-driven carriages, huh?
That's right. Dwarves knew how to use the steam. You may laugh, but it's a powerful force, and Rickton's got his boys looking at it right now. Empire may have what they need to conquer all of Tamriel sooner than you think.
What's wrong with Trithik's boat?
Not sure, really. I think he's had some vandals at night.
What do you know about the Smugglers Den?
I've never been there.
We'll talk later.
Okay, nothing particularly new. Just more interesting facts about the dwemer around this area. Whilst we're here, I think we might buy that flask book.
I greet you. May I do you service?
How much for Elven Artifacts, Volume 3?
The hoary tale of the Flask of Lilandril piques your interest. Legend more than history, but a good read for 40 gold. Will it be yours?
That's quite expensive, but hopefully we'll make something out of it. Let's risk it and buy it.
I'll take it.
Jifar is sure you will enjoy it.
Peace, Desert Walker. I must go.
RedGuard!
Let's see if the cartographer has any information about the Smugglers Den.
Yes?
Good day. I'm Cyrus.
Aren't too many youngsters around these days, especially not as well-spoken as you. I'm Maiko, the local cartographer. Can I help you?
Do you know a young woman named Iszara?
I'm afraid not. I don't know too many of the youngsters around town these days. You see, I prefer to spend my time with my maps. Maps are like people. Did you know that, Cyrus? There are good maps, bad maps, indifferent maps. You shouldn't trust most maps. They'll lead you astray if you give them a chance. An honest map is rarer than a true friend. Remember that, young sir.
I've heard tell that your basement is used as a smuggler's den.
Really? How about that? I rent the downstairs to some local lads. They're quiet, always pay up on time. I can't imagine they're up to anything illegal.
These local lads, Do they have names?
They never said. Perhaps you should run downstairs and ask him yourself.
I wonder if you've heard of this Restless League.
The alliance between Daggerfall, Wayrest, and Balfiera against the Cyrodiils during the First Era? No, that was the League of Unrest. No, sorry, I'm just not familiar with it.
What are people talking about around town these days?
Damning the governor's eyes, mainly. I try not to get involved in all those troubles. I've seen more than enough suffering in my life. I just want to spend my last days working with my maps.
Have you ever heard of the Flask of Lilandra?
Hunding's bones, of course I have. Treasure hunters come here from all over Tamriel, digging and poking around interminably. Well, they say there's a treasure map floating around here somewhere, but I don't believe it.
Why not?
If there were a real map, why hasn't someone found the flask by now? Such a waste of time and effort, lusting after a mythical elven flask, when the island is full of real mysteries.
What do you mean?
Well, the caverns, for instance. Haven't heard of them, have you? Or the dwarven ruins either. But they're real, young sir, and as full of mystery and adventure as you could ask.
Where can I find these caverns you speak of?
Now that's the question, isn't it? Won't find them on your cheap commercial map, will you? That's a real mystery for you to ponder.
Tell me more about these dwarven ruins.
A bit more famous than the caverns, but if it's not about elves, no one cares. One of the great mysteries of the ages, the disappearance of the dwarves. But instead it's Flask of Lilandra this, Flask of Lilandra that.
I don't know much about dwarves. I always thought they were mythical creatures.
See what I mean? Not myths. Real. As real as stone and metal. Who do you think built those ruins? All gone. Thousands of years ago. No one knows why. But that's a whole nother story. What were we talking about again?
It's quite interesting, the history about the dwarves. In all the games I've played with the Elder Scrolls, they always sort of talk about the story and mystery of how they disappeared.
Do you have any maps for sale?
Sorry, I don't sell retail. Contract work only. But perhaps I can make a map for you?
I could use a map of the island.
I used to make those, but I can't compete with the big Hammerfell cartography houses. Hire beggars and street urchins to copy off a master map. You've probably seen their cheap city maps around. Nothing like a good hand-drawn map. But people don't seem to care about craftsmanship anymore.
I wonder if you can make anything of this. These look like map notations to me.
Let me see. Oh, bloody hell. This again. Jafar must have sold this annotated copy of Elven artifacts 10 times. And they always end up here. Can you make me a map, they say? Why is everyone so mad over lost Elven treasure? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm too busy today.
I'm willing to pay for the map. Handsomely. Just name your price.
Persistent, eh? Listen, if you'll give me the book, I'll make it for you. One last time, free of charge. At least then I won't ever have to see it again.
I'd rather hang on to the book. Can I just pay you to make the map?
You're not listening, are you? Elves! 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 That all you can think of? What do you know about the Flask of Lilandra? Did the elven ship really wreck on Stros Makai? That doesn't have to do with elves. No one's interested. Well, I, for one, am sick of elves and their oh-so-mysterious ways. Bah, don't get me started.
You say the flask arrived on Stros Makai in an elven ship?
Now what did I just say? Out! Get out! Stop asking me about the damn elves!
Oh dear, sounds like we've upset him. Certainly not a fan of elven history.
Maiko, can I talk to you for a minute?
No! Bah! You and your precious elves! Be gone!
Hello, Maiko.
Hello, Cyrus. Something I can do for you?
Luckily all talk to us, even if he's a bit annoyed. Let's ask one more time about the map.
I wonder if you can make a map with this book. I'm willing to pay for the map, handsomely. Just name your price.
Sounds like we don't have a choice, so let's give him the book.
Sounds good. When will the map be ready?
Come back in a little while. I'll see what I can make of it.
Maiko, is my map ready yet?
Go away! Go away, I'm trying to work. You want me to finish this or not?
Okay, I think that's everything we're going to get from him.
Excuse me. Can I help you?
Hey, RedGuard. What about a drink?
Name's Cyrus. You okay?
No, I'm Crandal.
You seen a woman named Iszara around?
Sure I have. Not that I remember names, though. Oh, but they remember mine. Them broads love Crandal. Have my way with them all, you know.
What do you know about the group called the Restless League?
Them punks. Killed them all once I did. Bunch of RedGuard pansies. They want me to join them, but I got too much things. Heavy load. I say, Richton's got it out for him. You watch out.
So Stros Mackay's one big party for you, eh?
You gotta drink to keep sane in this place. Them sissies around here think they can make the best of it. They make nothing. Nothing. Richton's got them all scared.
Richton doesn't have you scared?
No, sirree. I kicked this fat butt. Not throwing me in his catacombs.
You're scared of the catacombs, eh?
Didn't say that. Did not say that. Richton throws the crowns in jail and pirates into the catacombs. I ain't neither. Doubt his cronies could take me anyway.
You've certainly spent a lot of time at the local tavern.
Richton's got that damn lizard Dreekius charging 3 gold pieces for lousy veil and wood wine. He freaks me out. Picking flies off the bar with his tongue. I can't relax with that going on.
Just like a drunk to blame the bartender for his troubles.
Ha! Who the heck do you blame for yours, anyway, tough guy? I know Dreekius' story. Just no one else does. Damned Argonians. Them dark elves got it right. Cage them up and let them haul ash.
Don't like Argonians either. Who do you like, Crandal?
Fine then, fine. Hang around that scaly bastard and catch the flu.
There hasn't been a case of that in 200 years.
All I'm saying, those of us who play our cards right could open a right good belt shop. Yeah.
Liquor tax?
That's right. It's a real shock that sailors don't hang around anymore. Who's in charge of that one?
So if you remember from last episode, when we were talking to Dreekus about the flask for the drill, apparently you saw this guy might have a piece of it, so let's ask.
Ever heard of the Flask of Lilandril? You look like a treasure hunter.
Ah, the flask of Lilandril. Everything good in life comes in a decanter.
Dreekius tells me you found yourself part of the Flask of Lilandril now.
Oh, he did he? Oh, well, he's lying. Yup, that lizard's lying.
Of course he's lying. You're not bright enough to have gotten a piece of the map.
What? I'm brighter than you, RedGuard. I do have a piece of the map. How's that?
Didn't think I did you?
That's impressive, Crandal. How could I have doubted you? Tell me, how'd you get it?
You'll like this question, boy. I passed out one night on old Trithik's boat while he was sleeping. Woke up early, looking for a drink, and what do I find under his cot? A piece of the map. He probably doesn't even know it's gone.
I'll gladly take that map piece off your hands if you're not using it. Perhaps a trade.
You have nothing I want, RedGuard. But I don't have it on me. I've hidden it away where them sissies can't find it.
I've had enough.
Good.
Okay, so it looks like Crandal isn't giving up the map piece easily. Let's talk to this Trithik guy once we find him. Let him know that he's been robbed.
Lad?
Speak of the
Trithik, may I bother you again?
Of course, my boy.
Let's see what information this guy has for us.
I'm looking for my sister Iszara. Perhaps you've seen her?
I do not know the name, but so many have been lost since the dragon arrived.
She went missing about 3 months ago.
If she was with the Crowns, I would count her among the casualties. Richton's slaughter was elegant only in its thoroughness.
Perhaps I should speak to this Richton then.
Spoken true. But I'd advise against it. The Imperials suffer no RedGuards in the palace, unless you're a forebear, and you walk on too few legs to be that.
What do the Imperials plan to do here?
Confusion often follows conquering. But if Septum does have a plan for Hammerfell, it hasn't been made clear. I suspect a greater plan than constant terror. For Richton has men all about the island, not just here in Stros M'Kai.
So I can't get into the palace then?
Not unless you can produce something that Richton will desire.
Has Tiber Septum made the Crown suffer much for their resistance?
Through his agents, yes. But I fear that the provisional governor is an especially wicked feast to swallow. The blood has slowed to a trickle, if only for lack of targets, and the Crowns who survive still remain silent.
Can a RedGuard not even admit his allegiance to the Crowns openly?
I can't speak for the rest of Hammerfell, but such an admission here is martyrdom at best. A persecution of silence reigns in Stros M'Kai.
Tell me of the forebears.
Throne defilers all, hosts to the invader, and Hunding's shame.
It seems quiet here, especially for a port city. How fares Stros M'Kai under Imperial rule?
Defeat is read in every native face, my boy. The war cost the city much, including its voice. The Crowns are no more, as kingless as Yokuda, lost now to song which no one will sing, lest Richton hear. Overmuch, the governor is the reason Stros M'Kai is so quiet.
I have not heard mention of Yokuda since my childhood.
The first land, where the RedGuards came from in blessed Hunding's day.
I saw the statue of Hunding on my way into port. I'm surprised Richton hasn't leveled it yet.
He cannot or will not, for it keeps the goblins out of Stros M'Kai, out and under it. Such is Frandar Hunding's grace that he blinds them still.
There are goblins under Stros M'Kai?
And worse, but you needn't worry about them. They are doomed to the dirt and bother the RedGuard no more.
What did the Imperials do to the prince?
A Tor was slain at sea, and there his body was lost, thankfully. Already the obligatory prophecy of his return has begun, spoken in hush, an ill surrogate for true hope this season. The RedGuard should know better, be blind to desperate omen. Fasad's sun has left us, wind swift and sadly, never to return.
So Ator had dealings with the Restless League then?
Never open league, for then even the Crown thought the League untrustworthy. Now they are Hammerfell's last. Ator's death sent them into hiding, and Dragonfire keeps them there.
How can you be thankful that Prince Ador's body was lost at sea?
Insofar that the seabed may claim him before the necromancer does, that is all. That his soul may rest easy from the snare surround.
Tell me about the necromancer.
A westward evil, a seat in the ash-gray shoals, on parade now that the Empire's here, lad. So don't die.
What is the snare surround?
The necromancer's curse, rising in the near here, only a death away. Its magic snatches at your soul, should you perish, to fuel some darker deed still.
How far west are the shoals?
Not a day's journey. Just follow the path over the, bridge.
Should I fear death more than normal then?
The snare waits for those who don't.
This dragon, an imperial metaphor perhaps?
Banner and bone, young RedGuard. Seek the old quarter if you want to see the handiwork of both.
I fear that my sister's disappearance had something to do with the Civil War.
I read more than fear in your face, RedGuard. Either retribution or redemption. Alas, sometimes they are the same. Neither can come without wounds.
I said nothing about redemption or...
Why else would you be here, in this narrative? In you...
How can the two be the same?
In their concern for blood. In blood as closure. I assure you, it will be spilt before you find your sister. A prayer may do you well.
Where should I pray?
At the Temple of Blessed Arkay. Brother Nidal resides there, and he knew most of the people in town. He may know something about your sister.
Where is the temple?
In the town square, shoreside from the pool.
What happened to the old court?
It was the last stand of the Loyalist crowns, and Governor Rickton had it destroyed. It smolders still, all ash and dragonfire. Few escaped.
So now we've talked to Crandal. We found out that he was the one that possibly damaged Trithik's boat, and stole his map. Let's tell him now.
A fellow named Crandal was bragging about a map he stole from me. Was he lying?
Crandal, eh? Belly-crawling son of a forebear's cur. It was part of a map, supposedly showing the location of the flask of Lilandra. In my youth, I was something of a treasure hunter.
Do you remember what was on the map?
2 numbers, an X, and the notation, long tree. That's all I can remember. If you find it, keep it. I'm too old for such things.
Maybe I can get Crandal to find it for me. Thanks for your help, Trithik. Lakene said your boat was damaged by vandals.
By the looks of it. Woke up one morning and the midboard was broken. Hope he gets to it soon.
Thanks, Trithik. I've got to go.
Looks like that's everything from him, so let's keep exploring.
I wonder what's in there.
Let's find out.
Try me, RedGuard. You won't escape a fine cut.
Oh dear, so we've been ambushed.
You're quite resourceful.
I have this rebel.
You're quite resourceful.
Got you. Take that.
You're quite
Surrender.
You're quite resourceful.
Ooh, that was close. Wonder what these guards were looking for.
Some gold. This should help.
Make sure we
Some
leave the
gold.
building.
This should help.
Get a bit of loot.
It's empty. Somebody's really been through this place.
Let's go in the shop next door, see if they know anything about these 2 guards.
Greetings, my lady. I am Cyrus.
A sentinel accent, isn't it? I am Krisandra, silversmith of Strosmakai. Pleased to meet you.
Let's let her know of the soldiers first.
I've killed several Imperial soldiers who had broken into your house. I hope that won't cause you any trouble with the governor.
The governor should hope I don't cause him any trouble over this. What possible reason could his soldiers have for breaking into my house? A loyal forebear, of all people, one of his few potential allies in the city. Not a good sign for the Empire's future here in Hammerfell.
I'm told of a legendary magical flask, supposed to be buried somewhere on the island.
Sounds fascinating. I love stories of buried treasure.
Okay, seems like she doesn't know much about the soldiers. Let's ask her about Iszara.
I'm looking for my sister, Iszara. Do you know her?
I'm afraid not. I have few friends here as yet. I'm hoping that as time passes, things will get back to normal, but the war is still too fresh for people here to forget that I'm a forebear.
I admire your courage. A forebear in the crown capital.
When I first arrived, the Restless League made a few threats, but the Empire seems to have them under control now. Forebear and crown, that's all in the past anyway. Hammerfell is part of the Empire now. At least we finally can stop killing each other.
What can you tell me about the Restless League?
I know I sound just like every other forebear, but they were nothing more than pirates, using the Civil War as cover for their crimes. They were a black mark on the Crown's cause from the beginning. The destruction of the League is one of the few good things to come from the Empire's victory.
So the League has been wiped out?
As far as I can tell, they haven't been seen in Strosmakai in weeks. Their last hurrah was blowing up the governor's flagship, a pointless gesture which only spurred Rexton to finish cleaning out their organization from the city.
You call it the Empire's victory. What of the forebears?
Please, I'm not one of the forebear fanatics. Anyone can see that Baron Volog was used, then cast aside by the Empire. He hoped to be king of Hammerfell, but who has seen him since his supposed victory?
You disagree with Baron Volag's decision to ally the forebears with the Empire?
A gamble that he lost. As a forebear, I supported Volog's claim to the throne of Hammerfell. I never supposed he was infallible. But the war's over now, and the only thing to do is make the best of the new situation. A philosophy more crowns should embrace, if you ask me.
What do you know of the new Provisional Governor Rickton?
Ruthless to a fault. Served him well during the war, but not a trait guaranteed to win loyalty in a new province. I wonder how much Tiber Septim knows of what Rickton is up to here in Hammerfell.
Tiber Septim, the colossus of our generation, Tamriel's new self-proclaimed emperor. What's your take?
The Empire's expansion has proceeded according to the merits of the Emperor's servants. By all accounts, Septim's governor in High Rock has ended the feuding of the Witch Kings there with tact and skill. The Emperor's representative here in Strosmakai is not of the same caliber, and the Emperor is viewed dimly as a result.
I've been told of a Smugglers Den under the Cartographer's shop. Have you heard of it?
Sure I have. Smugglers Den. Ha! A pretty grandiose name for a place where the local boys go to get away from their wives and play cards.
So do you think it's nothing more sinister than that?
Well, I've heard rumors it was connected with the Restless League, but they're hard to take seriously if a joker like Lakene could get in. What
does Lakene have to do with the Smugglers Den?
Oh, I really shouldn't gossip, but I'm sure you won't tell anyone, will you, Cyrus? Seems he was gambling at the Smugglers Den and lost his wife's antique silver locket. He came to me, desperate to have it replaced, so she wouldn't find out. I'd have been glad to help, but I couldn't reproduce it simply from his description. Poor fellow. He went away quite crushed.
Yeah, that's interesting. Lakene, the guy we were talking to earlier, sounds like he's been gambling his valuables in the Smugglers Den. Perhaps that'll help us find the password, if we can help him out.
I haven't been back to Sentinel since before the war. How did it fare?
Better than Strosmakai. Before I came here, I thought the stories I'd heard were just Crown propaganda. The Crowns recaptured Sentinel just before the Empire intervened, but it was nothing like this. Stros Makai was the center of Crown resistance, and I suppose the Empire is making an example of the city.
Do you know what happened?
It was before I arrived. The people here tell some pretty fantastic stories. As near as I can figure, the Crowns burned their houses down around their heads rather than surrender after the Imperials took the city. Some would call that admirable, but I think the RedGuards put too much stock in zealotry.
Are you from Sentinel originally?
Yes, I owned a shop there for 6 years, on Market Street. Perhaps you know it? Sentinel is overcrowded these days, and when I heard of a business for sale here, I decided to take the chance. So far, I haven't had too much trouble from the locals.
Why would the local people give you trouble?
Forebears aren't exactly popular around here, you know. I've never been much involved in politics, but I always supported the Forebear cause. Before the war, all that didn't matter. I had many friends who were Crowns, but things are different now.
You're new here then.
Arrived only 2 months ago. I'm still trying to get things sorted out. The former owner must not have cleaned this place for 20 years. There was so much junk piled up. I tossed most of it in my warehouse next door just to get it out of the way.
The old silversmith. He left because of the war?
He died, actually. I bought the shop from his estate. I guess there was some kind of incident in the old quarter where the most fanatical Crowns lived.
Excuse me. Perhaps we can speak later.
Well?
How about we head back to Crandal, see if we can find the map. Actually, just before we talk to Crandal, let's talk to Lakene.
For the apes that hate their mothers.
Yes.
RedGuard!
Lakene?
What's going, RedGuard?
I know you've been gambling at the Smugglers Den, Lakene, and I need to get in there.
Damn! Where'd you hear that? Look, that's not something I'm proud of, so keep your voice down. Let's move this conversation elsewhere.
Gambling away your wife's silver locket. Not good. Tell me what I want to know. What do you know about Iszara, the League, and that den?
Calm down, please! I know nothing! I've only been there to gamble a few times. I've heard the League goes there, but I ain't seen him or this Iszara woman, I swear! And if my wife finds out about the gambling, I'll be dead.
Then just give me the password and I'll take it from there.
Sure, but you gotta help me first, Cyrus. Please! Get my silver locket back from that Rollo cheater, and I'll give you the password, I swear. Please!
Rollo?
Smelly guy, cheats at cards. He won that locket through trickery, the foul dust belly.
We'll talk later.
Okay, sounds like we need to help him first. Let's go and find this Rollo guy.
Yeah?
That's a interesting looking chest you sitting on.
Could I have a word with you?
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
Do you know a woman named Iszara?
Iszara? Scrawny little thing, chicken legs, no hips. Yeah, I know her. Used to come by, pestering me all the time. You know how women are. Not my type, though. Rollo likes them larger.
Let's just ignore that for now.
That's very helpful. What do you know of the Restless League?
Bunch of idiots, if you ask me. You can't fight the Empire. They'll learn, though.
How are things in town with the Imperials in charge?
What do I look like? The town crier? Same old as far as Rollo's concerned. Politics is for suckers. I got a sweet deal with Garrick. No need for me to worry about who's sitting in the palace.
What sort of deal do you have with Garrick?
You know, that fool elf that runs the trading post pays me a silver penny for each crate I bring up from the docks. No lie! And I only have to go down when the bell rings. Means the ship's arrived. Yup, Rollo knows a good thing when he sees it.
Bell?
Gee, you are as dumb as you look. The bell in the bell tower right outside.
Of course, how stupid of me. I don't suppose you've ever been in the palace.
No, could have got a job to go up there, but Katara wasn't offering enough. Let some other sucker trek all the way out to Nagastas.
Tell me about this Nagasta.
Didn't I tell you to buzz off? He's some sort of necromancer, lives outside of town, in a big tower.
Do you know anything about the Smugglers Den under the Cartographer's shop?
Maybe I've heard of it. Yeah, I've seen some guys hanging around there, supposedly in the Restless League. But it's all talk. They never do anything. You can't get in there without a password anyway, so you may as well forget about it.
I know you've been in the Smugglers Den, Rollo. Tell me the password, and I'll leave you alone.
You got the wrong guy. I don't know nothing about no password. I was just telling you what I'd heard.
Whatever you say, friend. Lakene tells me you have his wife's silver locket. Any chance I could get it back?
Stupid Lakene. He's a loser at more than cards. Deserves what the missus will give him when she finds out. It's mine now, and I ain't giving it back.
I need that locket. Hand it over.
I got your silver locket right here, pal. Take a hike, I'm busy.
I know you've been in the Smugglers Den, Rollo. Tell me the password, and I'll leave you alone. You're a bad liar. Tell me the password, or else.
Or else what? You'll kill me? I ain't armed, and I know you old-time RedGuard types don't go in for that. You don't scare me.
Do you know a woman named Iszara?
I'm tired of listening to you. Beat it.
Bell?
I don't know anything about that.
It's always a pleasure, Rollo.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Okay, Rollo's not the most friendliest guy. I've got a feeling that the locket might be in that chest he's sitting on. I'm sure we could take the easy way of just killing him. I'm sure he deserves it. But let's find a more peaceful way first.
Lad? Well?
How about we check up here? I have a feeling this might be the tower where the flagman might be. If you remember from last episodes, Rollo was hired by Garrix to go down to the docks when the bell rings. So if we can find whoever owns the flag, and once the bell ringer sees the flag, hopefully that might make Rollo move. Let's find out. Nice going down there. Looks like we found some gold as well. Always good.
Hello, sir. Sir, could I speak to you for a moment?
Who's there? What do you want?
My name is Cyrus. I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Mind? Why would I mind? I'm Prnell, by the way. Ask away, my boy.
Do you know my sister? Iszara.
Iszara? And you're Cyrus her brother? Of course. Probably look just like her, too. Who had seen the family resemblance? But without my eyepiece, I'm afraid I can't get too good a look at you. You know, I haven't seen Iszara around in quite some time.
Have you heard of a group called the Restless League? My ship was attacked by a couple of them on the way here.
That was you? I saw the whole thing through my telescope, you know. Not much of a battle, though. Ha! You really gave those ruffians what for? Wait a minute. Maybe the Restless League is after you, too. I wonder what Iszara could have done to get them so riled up.
Two? Do you mean the Restless League is after my sister? Why didn't you say so before?
You never said she was missing, Cyrus. This was months ago anyway, and my memory ain't what it used to be. As I was saying, a couple of them boys came around asking about her, but not respectful like you. Gave me the hairy eyeball, trying to scare an old man. Don't believe anyone has the right to talk to me like that. No wonder they have such a bad reputation.
What kind of reputation does the League have?
Terrorists, pirates, all that. No doubt about it. They ain't to be trifled with. Fat Boy found that out himself. But then the Empire don't like to be messed with either.
The League is fighting against the Imperial occupation?
They were. Not openly like the Crowns, but that's never been the League's way. Blowing up Richton's flagship more in their line. Watched it burn from right here. An amazing sight. But what did it accomplish? The Empire's still here, and I haven't heard hide nor hair of the League until today.
What did these Restless League fellows want to know?
Just if I'd seen Iszara, let them know if I ever did. Aha! Like I'd tell them anything after they come in here all threatening-like. Seem to think she'd stolen something from them. If that's true, no wonder she's disappeared. Either they found her, or she's making sure they don't.
I thought the Restless League was outlawed. How would you contact them?
You'll find out soon enough. The Smugglers Den is hooked up with the League somehow. Not directly, or they'd be out of business by now with Fat Boy on a rampage, but I'm sure they could still get in touch with the League.
Where is the Smugglers Den?
Under Maiko's shop, but it ain't that simple. No one gets in without a password.
How does the city fare with the Imperials in charge?
I got nothing to tell that you can't hear from anyone in town. This was the heart of Crown resistance, but look at it now. When you lock up or murder every Crown or League supporter, you don't leave much.
What are you watching for up there?
Ships, Sonny. I'll let the town know when a merchant ship is coming into port. Reminds me of my seafaring days a bit, watching out from the crow's nest. But now I'm stuck with this job.
How come?
'Cause ships are about the only thing I can see. I lost my eyepiece around here somewhere, and the spyglass here's no right alternative.
So you can't see without your eyepiece?
I can see the galleons and spice traders just fine with this spyglass. But other than that, I can't very well walk around town holding a telescope up to my eye.
It might be kind of funny, though.
I'm laughing even as we speak. Could you maybe find it for me, lad? It's a strange kind of loneliness when the beginnings of your vision's at 100 yards.
I think I may have found your eyepiece. Is this it?
Well, glory be! How can I ever thank you, Cyrus, my boy? I know! I'll let you wave the flag. It'll be our little secret, eh? Go on, take it! Take it! An opportunity like this don't come along every day.
All right. I think I'll take you up on that.
That's the spirit. You'll soon see what I'm talking about. Nothing like it, I'm telling you.
Favis is a friend of yours?
Ha! You'd like to think so. Damn nuisance is what he is. Always whining about having to ring the bell. Just yesterday he had me down there complaining it was broken. It don't ring as loud as it used to, Prnell. Sure, old Goat's as deaf as a post. That's the only problem.
Why does Favis ring a bell?
To let everyone know the ship's here, of course. What do you think? I just shout out across the rooftops. When I see a ship, I go out on the walkway and wave my flag so Favis knows to ring the bell. There's nothing quite as satisfying as that. Kinda makes you feel like a god, waving that flag and listening to the bell ring out over the whole town. A pity I can't let you try it, but we don't get too many ships in port these days.
Do you think I could borrow your flag for a minute?
I really shouldn't, but... all right, I can't help it. I just like to make people happy.
That's nice of him. And now we can use this flag and hopefully we can get the bell ringing. There's a nice little scenic bell tower. Let's see, where's our flag? Let's give it a little wave. See what happens. Nice. Let's return it to our friend.
Here you go, Prnell. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Of course, Cyrus, my boy, of course. I wasn't pulling your leg about the flag, was I? Makes life worth living, even at my age.
Right, let's head back to Rollo's house and see if he's moved.
Me is for the boys, they pop for fun.
One moment.
Quit bothering me.
And there he goes. But he wishes he wasn't so rude to us now.
What's this?
Here we go. Here's his silver locket. Very pretty.
Found my locket yet?
Lakene?
Have you found my locket?
Okay, Lakene. Here's your locket. Now tell me the password.
Oh, thank goodness! You got it! I'm saved! Never going back to that den again! No, sir. No more for me, but have your own go at it. The password you require is spoon. Be careful, Cyrus, and thanks again.
And there we go. Finally found the secret password for the Smugglers Den. Quite an interesting one. I wouldn't use my password as spoon, but there you go. Guess we didn't guess it. Let's see if it works.
What's a password?
Spoon.
Right, just a second. What's wanted, mate?
Cyrus.
Yurik. Welcome to the Smugglers Den. What do you want?
I'm looking for Iszara, my sister. Apparently, she did business with you occasionally.
That's right, she came by from time to time. Last time I saw her, she was after a piece of malachite for some reason.
What would Iszara want with that?
Dunno. She sure wanted it bad, though. Traded me a League insignia for it. Said I could use it to get favors from the League. Yeah, but since then the League has vanished from Kai, so I'm stuck with a worthless piece of paper.
I could use that insignia Iszara gave you. Can I have it?
Well, that depends. What's in it for me?
Listen, you give it to me, I give it to the League and put in a good word for you. What do you say?
What makes you think I need you to deal with the League? I've been handling Basil fine for years without you.
You said yourself that the League is gone. Give me the insignia. If I find them, good for you. If I don't, it hasn't cost you anything.
Well, I guess you got a point. Tell Basil that I got back orders piling up as soon as he can fill them. Here you go.
Well, that was easy enough. Let's see what other information
Does the Restless League operate out of the Smugglers Den?
We've always worked together, since way back before the Civil War. Mutual interest and all that. The League boys must be laying low. Haven't seen any of them in weeks. Yeah, no matter. Smuggling's good business, with or without pirates.
The Imperial occupation doesn't seem to have cramped your style much.
Everyone needs smugglers, like it or not. For instance, Rickton likes his Valen Wood wine. The League makes sure none of it arrives legally, and we make sure the palace cellar stays well stocked. Everybody wins.
Still, I'm surprised Rickton gives you such a free hand.
We have our uses. Like if you don't want the Emperor to know how much taxes you're actually collecting. As I said, everybody wins.
Suppose you wanted to get into the governor's palace. Could you do it?
Not me. Governor tolerates our operation, sure, but he doesn't trust us. Rickton's a stickler for security. No wonder. The League would love to put a knife in him. Nobody gets in the palace without a damn good reason.
A cozy little operation you've got here.
Thanks. We like to think so. Say, who gave you the password, by the way? So I know who I need to beat the hell out of.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Not that this place is such a secret. Half the town seems to know about it.
Yeah, well, we don't rate quite as highly as the Restless League on Rickton's enemies list.
So who is Basil anyway?
Head of the Restless League, mate. Long as he lives, so does the League. Until the governor displays Basil's head on the palace wall, I wouldn't count him out.
Okay, looks like that's all the information.
It's been a pleasure, Yurik.
Unfortunately, no lead on Iszara. Well, at least we got the Restless League insignia that we might be able to use later on. And so with that, comrades, we'll end this episode. I'll just walk down to the front gate so they'll be ready for the next episode. And we'll head to the Isle of Gust to find the Gust and the Necromancer so we can collect the amulet. But for now, comrades, I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.